White men, something is broken. Something is cracked deep inside when so many of you believe the answer to fear, to loss, to change is violence. Are you listening to me? I hope I'm saying it loud enough for the people in the back.
I don't like this. I don't like generalized statements about any group of people, but nonetheless, yesterday's episode of the Dawn Lemon Show was titled, "White Men, Are You Okay?" Now, Lemon was specifically responding to the horrific Mormon church shooting over the weekend. And it was a horrific shooting. The perpetrator also lit the church on fire. Two of the individuals who died as a result of the fire. Two others died because of gunshot wounds. But this was also an individual who had multiple deployments to the Middle East. He was a Marine, and we all know that there is a huge problem with our veterans not getting the treatment and the mental health care they need. So maybe the problem's actually a little more deep than someone's skin color. But nonetheless, over the course of this hour-long segment, he repeatedly blamed white men as a whole, kind of generalizing for the epidemic of mass shootings in America. Here's more.
White men, are you okay? Are you okay? Because until you are, this country won't be okay. Until there's some sort of reckoning with your rage, with your racism, with your radicalization. It is white male radicalization. And we need to fight it like the national emergency that it has become. Because the next shooter is already watching. The next shooter is already waiting. It's already soaking in the lies, the conspiracies, all the excuses. So wake up, white men. What the f is wrong with you? Don't you realize if you're a poor or average person that you have more in common, gonna blow your mind, with a person of color than you do with the billionaire class or the millionaire class who are co-opting you into thinking that something is happening that's not? They're grifting off of your ignorance.
I agree with that very last point. And this is a broad point that I think needs to be made over and over again. Ordinary working class Americans have far more in common, regardless of their race, regardless of their sexual identity, regardless of their gender, than they do with the elites, with the executives of multinational corporations and all of that. So I agree with that point. But I do disagree with what he is claiming here in regard to, all of this violence that's been carried out recently, it's because of white men who have been radicalized. When in reality, each terrible act of violence that we've talked about in recent weeks has a different reason. Okay, if they might have been perpetrated by white men, but there are other motivating factors that led to the horrific acts that they committed. So I'll get more specific about it in just a second, but I wanted to get your thoughts on it, Cenk.
Yeah, I don't like it. So look, it's not that I'm not guilty of it, right? In the past, have I fought fire with fire? Yeah, sometimes I did, yep. And I know why he's doing it. He's saying, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? So because a lot of right-wingers now attacking the left wing, the left wing is violent, the left wing is violent. And in the past, the real problem is black men and black dads and black crime and where are the fathers and all this stuff. Okay, but two wrongs don't make a right. So is it really white men that are the problem? No, of course not. Okay, so look, there's two different issues. One is factual. If you want to know the real answer, is there an actual demographic that commits more crime, more shootings, more violent acts? Unfortunately, there is. It's uncomfortable, but it's true. And the answer is young males. All across the world, it doesn't matter what your race or religion is, young males commit way more crime than any other category in every country across the world. It's testosterone, it's the way that we're built, etc. Now, I'm not saying go do pre-crime and go arrest all young males, whether they're white, black, Asian, etc. No, don't do that, right? But if we're being honest about it and accurate about it, it doesn't have anything to do with white or black. It has to do with young and male. right? So now, the second problem is a bigger one, which is that if we keep going, oh, you have black guys, oh, you have white guys, and white men, and black men, and all this stuff, we're just gonna be permanently divided. So, no, I get why you wanna do pushback when they blame you, but then we get into an endless cycle of culture wars and we never get out of it and we never focus on what the real problem is. And I agree with you, Anna, about his last comment. Yeah, Don, I love the last comment. We should all get together and realize the problem isn't created by someone on your left or someone on your right or someone who's white or someone who's black. It's created by the people up top, the donor class that have basically captured our government. And part of how they capture it is that they get us to fight one another endlessly, so we're distracted while they rob the place blind.
Yeah, like the perpetrator of what happened to that Mormon church had all these crazy paranoid thoughts, including believing that the Mormon church was the Antichrist. Like, the guy was disturbed. It wasn't some like, oh, he was brainwashed by like Fox News and he wanted to carry out an act of violence against a Mormon church as a result of that. Like, I just think you have to take these incidents, these horrible, horrific incidents case by case. And yeah, I actually do see a through line aside from, usually being young males. And that through line is undiagnosed, untreated mental health problems. Okay, so like, are we ever gonna get serious about that? Oh, we're not. Okay, well then, look, Don Lemon did have a solution. So I'm gonna skip ahead to the last video here because he thinks, look, there is a group of people in this country that can do something about the scourge of white men. So let's watch.
White ladies, come get your men. Like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe you can help us out here.
We love finding folks who are good fits for us, right?
I love good fits.
When you're sleeping, you definitely need a good fit. So I don't get enough sleep during the weekdays, but because of Lisa Mattress, at least on Saturdays, I'm getting some great sleep and I'm waking up in the morning thinking, I got this. So I love that they have free shipping. I love that they have easy returns. That's super critical for me. 100-day trial. What else do you want?
You got to get that trial.
And they've given away 42,000 mattresses. We love companies trying to do good in the world. So they're good guys and they've got great mattresses.
They're philanthropists.
You can't lose with this. So that's why we picked them and we hope you do too.
Go to lisa.com for 25% off, plus get an extra $50 off with promo code TYT exclusive to our viewers. That's LEESA.com, promo code TYT for 25% off, plus an extra $50 off. But be sure to enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. Lisa.com, promo code TYT.
Ironically, Don Lemon is married to a white man, so I guess go get your man. I don't know what to say in response to that. But I don't feel responsible for the behavior of anyone else except my own. But I think we should be looking up, not focusing on, commentary that only further divides Americans. Like, I think one of the biggest issues we have in the country, Cenk, is that at one point, I know, because I remember, I was very young, but I remember there was a time in America where even if there were these political squabbles, we at least had a shared identity as Americans, but we've lost that entirely. Now, everyone is specifically obsessed with their personal identity, whether it's race, gender, yada, yada, yada. Okay, but like, when do we stop and actually think, we're Americans. We have that shared identity and we want to live in a country where we thrive, where this country thrives, where this country has a future. And you're just not going to have that unless we stop with this whole us versus them mentality.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
No, I hate it. I can't stand it. I mean, we didn't come to America to get unequal treatment, to get justice for some. And so, but that applies not just to my political opponents, but it also applies to us. Like, so we can't go around saying things. I mean, look, in that case, he says, white ladies, come and get your white men. Imagine if somebody said, black ladies, come get your black men. Black men are such a big problem, so black ladies have to solve it.
We'd be outraged.
Yeah, we'd be outraged. What are you doing? That's crazy, right? Why are you saying that? So now look, again, I think that what he's doing is strike back. He's saying since the right wingers have been saying this about black folks or left wingers, now I'm saying it about you, given the statistics about how more young, not young, but white males do mass shootings, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, but it's a majority white country, and we keep striking back at one another until we're all struck. Right, and the guys up top have won again. And lastly, I mean, when we focus so much on race, it's both like tragic, but also a little bit hilarious. So my wife is originally from Taiwan, so is now the new rule: Chinese ladies, come get your Turkish men. What is this? Why is
it's
it
so dumb?
It's so dumb, right?
And by the way, do you guys remember how offensive it was when Obama was speaking to young black men and like demanded that they vote for Kamala Harris? Kind of making a point about how like you black men need to vote for the black female candidate in this election.
And he was implying, Anna, sorry, he was implying that they wouldn't because they're sexist. And that's why it was extra insulting.
It was gross. It really was. Like the implication there was gross. You're right.
Yeah, and so cut it out. Just, you know why they should vote for Kamala Harris? Not because she's black, but because she has better policies and is actually going to do them. Oh, right. That would mean that a Democrat would get into office and actually do the things that they promised. Why don't you fix that? When you fix that, we'll be in much better shape, and we don't have to worry about if it's black men that aren't voting enough, according to your opinion, for Democrats, et cetera. So I hope to live long enough to see an actual United States of America.